Protect your DNA. BioPQQ can promote formation of new mitochondria. Infowarsstore.com.
Tonight, we learned that during the Ferguson riots, protesters were getting handouts from George Soros, some getting $5,000 per month. And Hillary condescends to talk to the press. Kinda.
I might. I'll have to ponder it. But I will put it on my list.
All that and more on tonight's Infowars Nightly News.
A few weeks ago, I did an in-depth report on what they're not telling you about the Baltimore riots. It received a lot of mixed reviews. A lot of people called me a racist for pointing out the fact that the very real, very raw rage of the protesters was being co-opted by race baiters and funneled into an establishment agenda. Well, the truth hurts. Well, if you needed any more proof, a leaked list shows that Ferguson protesters were paid by a Soros front group. This is Missourians Organizing for Reform and Empowerment. Ironically, the details came to light after activists protested outside the protest office of Moore last week in St. Louis. A sit-in was held to complain about the fact that activists hadn't been paid the money they were promised for taking part in demonstrations. In an effort to quell infighting, Moore was forced to release a list of who had been paid what. Tweets published by Moore also confirmed that the organization hired people to protest. As the Washington Times revealed, Moore was just one of the groups that received a share of the $33 million invested by billionaire George Soros into the Black Lives Matter movement. This just further underscores the fact that there is nothing grassroots about this movement. Black Lives Matter is a phony astroturf campaign funded by the establishment. This is why it has only served to discredit opposition to the genuine problem of police brutality. Unfortunately, the authentic rage that bubbled out of Ferguson, Missouri last year was swiftly co-opted by big money and powerful left-wing interests. Activists have even started a hashtag online, cut the checks, in order to demand their money. Now, it appears that some more notable activists like D. Ray McKesson has been paid while others haven't been paid, and this is causing even further infighting. And T-Dubbo, who was the founder of another group organizing protesters as well, one of the recipients of some more Soros funding, he seemed to indicate that because all of these activists were fighting over getting paid just $2,700 each to stop making a fuss, he's saying that now Moore is going to pull away from some of their events in Ferguson over the summer. It's going to affect their ability to protest in other places over the summer. And it'll also mean that they're not going to be receiving any more jail support. So no one is going to be bailing them out. Obviously, Jay-Z and Beyonce will take care of that. We're learning that they did bail out some of those protesters there in Baltimore. But that's just it. That's the point. Whoever controls the money controls the protests. So that's what's going to happen. Meanwhile, in Baltimore, we're seeing an alarming spike in violence. Officials there are reporting dozens of shootings and murders in the past few weeks following the riots. Some people are concerned that police are hesitant to crack down after 6 officers were charged in the death of Freddie Gray. Some residents report not seeing a single officer in Sandtown since the riots happened. And Sandtown is an area that was once at the heart of April's unrest. Community leaders say curbing the violence means solving a systemic problem. Without jobs and possibilities, kids feel like they have no alternative, so they've got to turn to violence. And Mayor Stephanie Rawlings Blake says it's uncertain if the spike in crime is due to low police morale, but in the meantime, community leaders are asking residents to step up and do their part to keep their neighborhoods safe. And with these Baltimore riots fresh in everyone's mind and the outcomes of 3 high-profile police shootings in Cleveland, that city as well is preparing for some potential unrest. Now, city officials there are also reaching out to community leaders to help keep these protests peaceful. Police and city leaders have assembled neighborhood outreach teams, including religious leaders, sports groups, motorcycle club members, and former gang members to build relationships, keep their ears to the ground and listen for any rumors of any planned unrest. A member of the city's community relations board, Edwin Paris, said he doesn't really get the sense that this city is the type of city that's going to rise up and cause havoc. But as rumors of protesters visiting from Baltimore and Ferguson continue to swirl, he says that he is concerned about the prospect of outside agitators using these protests as a cover to cause unrest. And we are getting reports that buses are indeed bringing in some Ferguson protesters, and Cleveland PD is telling everyone they need all boots on the ground. No one's getting any paid time off until all of this is settled.
For all of recorded history, civilizations around the world praised the health benefits of silver. At Infowars Life, our mission is to bring you the highest quality, purest, cleanest, effective colloidal silver on the market today for the lowest price available. When it comes to you and your family's health, InfoWarsLife.com is very excited to announce our biggest run yet of Silver Bullet colloidal silver, exclusively available at InfoWarsLife.com. Now, InfoWarsLife.com has taken colloidal silver to the next level using a cutting-edge technique that is free of toxic artificial additives. Now more than ever, it's important to stock up on high-quality Silver Bullet from InfoWarsLife.com and to help others during Christmas by teaching them about the powerful benefits of silver. Secure your Silver Bullet today at InfoWarsLife.com or by calling toll-free 888-253-3139.